board of a Ukrainian energy company facing serious corruption charges. You were the vice president running point on Ukraine. The average Joe hears that and says, that sounds fishy. What's your understanding of what your son was doing for an extraordinary amount of money?
I don't know what he was doing. I know he was on the board. I found out he was on the board after he was on the board, and that was it.
Oh, dear Hunter, thank you for inviting me to D.C. and giving an opportunity to meet your father and spend some time together. It's really an honor and pleasure.
And there's nobody...
Well, you've had a lot of time. Isn't this something you want to get to the bottom of?
No, because I trust my son.
But that doesn't pass the smell test. Like, when you're vice president, isn't there a higher standard? Don't you need to know what's happening with your family? Don't you need to put down some guardrails?
Unless there was something that was, there was something on its face that was wrong.
I think that it is impossible for me to be on any of the boards that I just mentioned without saying that I'm the son of the Vice President of the United States.
I mean, come on. This is...
So,
These guys are amazing.
So you think that everything that happened was kosher?
You know there's not one single bit of evidence. Not one little tiny bit.
And then he wanted the administration to act on Burisma's behalf. The goal, the executive explained, was to, quote, close down any cases/pursuits against the head of Burisma in Ukraine.
Not one little tiny bit.
So that couldn't be clearer, what they wanted. Burisma wanted Hunter Biden's father to get their company out of legal trouble with the Ukrainian government.
Not one little tiny bit.
So remember that back in 2018, Joe Biden explained that he got the top prosecutor in Ukraine fired. That prosecutor, Viktor Shokin, said he was planning to investigate Burisma when he was stripped of his job.
I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Well, son of a bitch. Got fired. Not one little tiny bit.
There's this, quote, don't worry. Unlike your grandfather, I won't make you give me half your salary.
Not one little tiny bit.
The email reads this way, quote, at the moment, there's a provisional agreement that the equity will be distributed as follows. 10 held by Hunter for the big guy.
To suggest anything done was wrong. You know that. But you keep asking me these questions.